So yes, I'm working at Hybris, and one of those reasons, I'm working in Hybris Labs, so we are doing Internet of Things with e-commerce. Hybris is e-commerce platform. And IoT Chess was one of the reasons I'm having this great job. So, the agenda, I will talk a little bit about the history, why it's IoT Chess and not only chess, the tools I'm using for this demo here, and also show the demo. The history was, it's nearly 1.5 years now. I want to do something with MSC tag reading. So I bought an NFC reader. This is an NFC tag here. And there was no antenna with the reader. So I have to build my own antenna, and it works fine. It's not complicated. It's just a cable 3 times around and some capacitors. It's fine. And I thought, okay, now I have one antenna, and what can I do when I want more antennas and not only one only one reader instead of many readers? So I just switched every antenna. That's the idea with the chess. Turn on every antenna and the other off, and then I can recognize the chess positions, for example. Yeah, I didn't thought about chess, but then came up, I want many antennas, and what's possible? Chess is possible. It's 64 fields, so this would be great. So I built a chessboard, or started to build it. It's still not finished, but the idea was born. And then I thought, okay, I connected with, at this time, a BeagleBone. 1.5 years ago, everyone bought a BeagleBone, so I thought I also should buy a BeagleBone. And yes, it was a little bit challenging. It took me 2 days or something to find a distributor. Then I got one, and then I put a Stockfish on the BeagleBone and start to calculate, and worked everything fine. I thought, okay, now I have a chessboard with a computer on it. That's fine, but this is not IoT Chess. The IoT Chess idea came 1 year, a little bit longer than 1 year. There was Intel IoT hackathon, and they give us Intel Edison and Galileo board. The Edison is faster than the Galileo, but not so fast as the BeagleBone, as I realized. So my idea was to let them both calculate against each other. A little bit unfair, but I have no other idea. During the night, I was surprised the Intel Edison worked with calculation, but didn't show something up on an LCD display. But the Edison, no. Galileo was only showing, Edison was calculating. Thought, okay, I don't know what I do with the hackathon, go to bed. And the next morning I woke up, and then I thought, okay, that's IoT. You have something. So this is all the old. You have something which calculates and something which displays. And then when I put it all together in the cloud, then it's IoT. So my idea is, yeah, that's the way. Put it together in the cloud, and it's IoT. And you need an API for it, so they have to communicate. Yes, there's a SDK on the tools. So the idea is I have my chessboard, getting the position, sending to the cloud, sending to Stockfish, the chess engine, and then getting the numbers, their best move back. And then you can put some real person to it, more cloud, or maybe some opening book for if you want to learn chess. That's my idea. That's the main reason I use this chess thing, because I'm not a good player. I'm still starting. So I think an opening book would solve the problem. Yes, and many things more. You can send it with a post, or you can, maybe Google Class would be nice also to show something on it. Maybe, yeah. And also doing some statistics, analytics on it. A colleague of mine, they are doing some profiling for e-commerce, And he's now letting two chess engines play against each other to build the session, to build up a session to get the nodes between this thing. So with the cloud you can do everything. So for this demo, I don't have the chess game with me, so I have to use software now. What I'm using is Mosca for MQTT as MQTT broker. Who knows MQTT? I think there was a talk here, so everyone should know it, otherwise he wasn't here when the talk was. You need some MQTT client to connect it. On the one side, it's the MQTT with, which you can install with NPM. And for the web browser thing, it's using WebSockets. There's from Eclipse V. Then I'm using UCI, that's the chess protocol, which connects with the chess engine. Stockfish as a chess engine, that's the picture of it. Node.js to control everything. Chessbot.js for the browser, I'll show you. And simple server to start this thing up. No. No, that was too fast. Thank you, goodbye. Have a nice evening. So this is a chessboard. Can you see it? Yes. What I've done here is running Node.js in the background. And there's some problem. No, there's no problem. So what I can do, I can just move this up and say I want to calculate for black. And there's the best move coming back. Oh, wait. So what's happening? I get here my fan notation. This is some notation which the chess engine, which Stockfish understands. So I send the fan notation to it, Stockfish can calculate on it. So for example, I need UCI. Here no, you can't see UCI. Doesn't matter. This goes to UCI with the fan, and then it calculates on it and sends back the best move, which will be E7 to E5. And this everything goes into MQTT. As you can see here, I've connected, hopefully. Yes, it's the same thing. Can you see it? It's a bit small. It's JavaFX. I don't know if you can make it bigger, maybe.
Theme resolution smaller.
The theme? Which theme? Maybe, doesn't matter, you can see it. That's fine. So with the UCI, here's an example. I took the same example and only changed the position command here. So I set up the engine, and the top you define the Stockfish. It's a native app, native program, not app. It's a real program, yeah, compiled in C, written in C. Yeah, no, nothing special. And then I sent the fan notation on it. It calculates through, it stops after start analyzing 2 seconds. Then it stops and gives back the best result at this moment. So this is here. And then I can click here on move. And now I got the best move. I have also a checkbox, so I'm too lazy for the white player. I just hit and it moves also. So this is just sending the data to MQT, to Node.js, running Stockfish, And that's it. I don't know, if someone interested in fan notation, this is the fan notation. You can also see it here. What else do I have? Good UCI, yeah. Okay. So the next thing I did was Node.js offers also a Twitter client. So I can connect with an account. I just IoT Chess, use the account, getting direct messages, and when I send myself a message from my Twitter account to this IoT Chess account, it's IoT Chess, and I'm moving from A2 to A4. That's possible, yes? Christoph? Yes, good.
That's not the best move.
I'm learning. I told you I'm learning. So, yeah, this takes a while because Twitter is not so fast for this stuff. And here, with Node.js, right? That's maybe while we are waiting. So I get a payload. Someday I will get a payload from Twitter. I cut off IoT Chess in front of it. Do I have the hyphen between it? Oh. Yes, I have it. No problem.
Should the flag be moving? Should the flag be moving?
Doesn't matter. It came in. Oh yeah, right. So I just finish this up. I take this one, that's from 2, get it here from 2, send it back, and here we are. Okay, now black can move twice. You're right. I take this one and this one. Christoph is not looking. Yeah.
So can I say game of chess against you soon?
Yeah, with my rules, it's no problem. The rules are flowing, so. Yes, what time? Yeah, I have 5 minutes. Great.
So after now you only use the stockfish or some opening book?
No opening book at the moment. That's on when I have my chess, my real. I have to solder it first before I play around, and I also want to light this thing up so I can see on the chessboard which move is possible, not possible, and all this thing. But it shouldn't be a problem with Node.js, so I just get. I have here an example which I used for the chessboard. I had 8 fields. So the chessboard is connected with a serial connection. The BeagleBone is connected with an ATmega and calling the positions every time it loops through and getting bytes, just every position 146 characters. And then I take this and make here position to fan, so I just take this 46 characters into a fan notation, and then it's going in, and then it's the same procedure. So here I also check the status. I'm getting a status back if the move was legal or illegal. So
are you choosing the best possible move or just possible one?
that's the best possible at this moment. It depends on the calculation time.
Okay.
So it's always the best which it's calculating.
And are you somehow using also the machine learning to analyze all basically best games to choose the best move, or it's just somehow like a computational?
Stockfish is fast enough to calculate it on its own. So Stockfish is one of the fastest open source chess engines, maybe one of the fastest chess engines which are available. So they don't need analytics for this. That's what my colleague is doing. He's trying to do some analytics on it. Have something else? I think not. Yes, we see it's also. So here's Moscow, is MQTT server, MQTT. Oh yeah, I can also show some code. So where I am now. Oh, this is coming into this Node.js code for the UCI thing. And here is the for the chessboard. So here I have my MQTT connection, setting up a client, getting some random number for the client, for the broker in this case, and depending on when some message is arriving, it calls on message arrived, and in this way it's here. Game over? No. Server fun.
Can you show the part, well, how do you read stuff from the actual, from NFC? How do you pick up the messages?
The NFC stuff. Oh, you want to see NFC code? I'm not sure.
Node or something?
This is, I'm using Arduino for this, an Arduino or an ATmega, so it's C code.
And how do you get that?
No, it has to be fast and on bare metal, so it have to be real fast. and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show here C code.
It basically looks like
I don't know, maybe.
But you're kind of addressing all fields with one kind of reader, and you just multiplex the antenna?
Yeah, I'm multiplexing, so I'm switching.
So how fast can you get through all
A little bit more than 1 second.
Okay, so that
should be
sufficient to kind of activate the chip and kind of do the handshake.
Yeah, right, everything.
Okay.
I mean,
you don't get kind of interferences if you kind of position the figure not right.
I'm not sure at the moment, so maybe that's the next problem. When I have all 64 soldered, so
okay.
it beams or something.
Oh, probably you can use it in the kitchen later on too.
Right, heat something. Or melt something. Well, melts down my table or something. So I have a picture. Because Christoph want to say something about this picture.
Chess police.
Just, yeah.
No. This is the pain of the chess player. Whenever they show picture of chess, who sees the problem with this picture?
checkmate with the moves.
Yeah. No, it's you can't see it, yeah, because you're not chess player.
This is impossible to do.
The position of the queen.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
No, it's
the reversed side.
It's succeed in defense with reverse power.
Yes, so everything is wrong.
So no problems.
There was a big announcement of a new chessacademy.com chess learning website, and they made the same error on their first picture on the homepage, on the splash page.
I can just try what's happening.
Just fixed it.
I just fix it, so let's play.
New chess.
Free chess.
Just to be sure, you play chess like this with your own rules. No, it's called Fischer's chess, so you can play Fischer's chess.
Yeah, Fischer random chess. That's right. One.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Free chess.
Yeah, It's like Star Trek chess with the big walls and
So that's better.
That's okay, yeah. I'm done, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. If someone is interested.
You have to give us a promise, yeah? One day you have to come back here.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Chessboard.
Next year.
Cool.
Next year. So, is someone interested in the slides? I have also some links at the end of it. Maybe it's useful. Someone don't have links, so I've collected some.
I will put this also